Welcome to the House Edge Sports Network, the pulse of youth sports.
What's up, everybody? Tyler McLaren here from the HESN podcast, episode 7. Glad to be back with you guys, and I'm glad that you guys are here joining me on another episode of the HESN podcast. Tonight, we're going to be talking with, or today, whenever it is that you're listening to it, we're going to be talking to Jesse Card, the president of HESN once again. We're going to go over the power rankings and really take a little bit of an analysis of some of the players and some of the teams at the Bantam and Midget divisions. We're also going to talk a little bit about combines and a bit about the few things that HESN is trying to achieve as a company. The big thing that we're trying to do with HESN is we're really trying to bring to light the hard work that athletes and volunteers are putting in all the time for the respective sports. Now, in this particular podcast, we're going to be focusing on football, but in general, really what we're trying to do is we're trying to raise awareness. Now, we have some great partnerships with some great companies and some great leagues that really allow us and have allowed us to grow and do the things that we've always wanted to do while being able to operate as a business as well. And we want to thank everybody for the support that they've given us over the years, all the parents that have bought highlight tapes and all the leagues that have shown confidence in Jesse and myself to really put our vision to work. You know, we had a vision of how we wanted to do things. We were obviously inspired by the likes of NFL films and those types of things. That's really the bread and butter of what we love. But what we're really trying to do now is so much more. We got the combines, we're working with EPA and capital QBs, and we want to make sure that these athletes who play the sports, primarily football in this conversation, have the opportunity to make it at the next level. The next level doesn't need to be the NFL or the NCAA. It could be junior football, CIS football, it could be Bantam division, midget division, junior. This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to help young athletes become better people through sport. HESN, we are the pulse of youth sports. And that means that we understand what people need and what people want. And we are here to try to help people. Now, what we are going to really start to press to everybody is we can't do it without support. And some of the things that we're going to need in the future are going to be, we're going to need new cameras and new computers, and we're going to need to hire more people, and we're going to need to hire writers and videographers and photographers and web developers. We do all those things, but again, we are only 2 people, and we got a few great employees that have been working with us this year who are doing a fantastic job, so shout out to them. But we are going to really try to push the memberships at HESN. Now, the great thing about a membership at HESN is the number one thing is that you can know that the money that you're going to donate and buy to support HESN is going to go towards a great cause. HESN is here to help the kids. Here to help the kids in the leagues that you guys are that your kids are playing in, your nieces and nephews, or even if you're just a fan. The cost to support it is $25. Now, what that is that gets you a membership. So if you're a football player and you play Bantam football, let's say, $25 will get you a profile on the HESN website, and it will also get you an HESN t-shirt. But the most important part about it is that money is going to go towards the entire future of HESN. We are going to try and do some things that have never been done before. Now, that's just a quick little intro about what we're going to be trying to do. And Jesse will go into a little bit more detail this week on the podcast, but definitely even more details next week on the podcast. If you guys haven't checked out all the videos yet, make sure you guys go to the HESN YouTube channel. We got great content up there ready to be consumed and enjoyed by all. We got great videos. Our memberships are growing. Check us out on social media. You know where to find us. Go to the HESN YouTube channel, watch the videos, share the videos, and we want to just thank everybody for their financial support and their support online through social media and YouTube. Now, without further ado, we are going to get to the interview that I had with Jesse Card, president of HESN.
The biggest youth football event is coming to Ottawa. EFC3 this November. Register now at HESN.co. Know where you stand. Get tested. Get ranked.
Welcome to the House Edge Sports Network, the pulse of youth sports.
All right, well, we are here joined by my mainest man, HESN President, House Edge Media CEO, Jesse Card. How you doing, brother?
Good, man. Thanks for having me back on our weekly recap episode.
Yeah, a little late this week because of the holiday Monday, Labor Day. Lots of good CFL action. I'm sure you caught a little bit of it, but probably you didn't because you're out working. But definitely some good CFL action. Hope everyone enjoyed their long weekend. This is going to be episode 7, so I really wanted to sort of get a quick recap from what you were up to this weekend when it comes to some NCAFA stuff.
Absolutely. So let's start it off Friday night. It was the opening midget schedule. We had the 4 teams in action at the same time. So HESN was there for both of those games, and some first impressions on that division. We had the Eagles take on Canada, and they won a pretty decisive victory at Bob Barr Field in Canada. But you know what? One impression I want to say right away is how awesome Canada is doing things this year. You show up, they got music playing. I've always loved Bob Barr Field. I love the fact that it's on that strip, right on Terry Fox and Hazeltine. Going into Stittsville, the lights are there. They've got a sign that says "Home of the Knights." It's pretty hype.
Nice. Yeah, no, I've always personally loved playing at Bob Barr Field, and they got some stands, they got good lights, and it's it's definitely one of the good fields in Ottawa. Now,
and it's grass.
Right? Yeah.
I personally still have an attachment to playing on grass and being around there. I mean, obviously, when the turf revolution hit, I mean, it was pretty special, and when the field turf revolution hit, it was even more over the top. But now being a coach, there's something about the smell and the grass stains and the moisture that collects on the grass that I just love. You can't replace that.
I'm sure the team managers definitely like the field turf field because they don't got to be getting grass stains out of the pants and the jerseys and all that stuff after a hard fought battle.
True.
That is true.
No, I mean, so you get there. There was a pregame atmosphere there. Dan Lachance, we got a quick photo op with him and another volunteer there. Good spirits all around. Both teams were there doing the pregame. They had music. They had the team kind of run out through the cheerleaders, a full cheerleading squad in Canada. So I mean, the pregame was top notch for NCAFA goes, and I just wanted to say that was recognized by the people that are there, especially myself. So good props to them. As far as the game goes, we get into it. Canada struggled to get any kind of sort of offense going. They seem like, it's week 1. So like we talked about last week with Carleton, week 1, you can't put too much stock into, we said, but offense was a little shaky there for Canada. On the Eagles side of things, the impression is that they got some players out there like they always do. A couple notable mentions, running back number 21, Brian Franklin, who's an HESN full all-access member that we started working with last year. I mean, he's wearing number 21 again, and he looks like he's in his old Myers Riders form, dodging and twisting, and he scored a couple touchdowns himself on Friday night.
He's a baller.
He's a baller, and he'll be running the Combine in November. At EFC 3. The other running back they have there is number 25, Brian Mcdonald, who's another big guy that's been around for a while, also an HESN member that we've been able to do some highlights for. So, this is a veteran backfield that should be fairly successful this year. A quarterback number 1, I'm not sure the name of him. We haven't had a chance to familiarize ourselves with some of the names here, but number 1, athletic-looking guy and some big shoes to fill coming from Jacob Spinella leaving to go to Laurier and fight for a job there. So, I mean, just interesting makeup of a team, but they look like they're going to be the ones giving the whoever the other team is in that division a run for their money. Another notable mention, offensive line looks good for the Eagles. They're opening up some big holes, making it easy for the running backs. One notable mention is Alex LaMarche. Had a good chat with his dad. We had met online last year, just kind of talking about Combine highlights and recommendations if OPC was something that should be good for players, and finally got a chance to talk to him in person, so that was awesome. So that's basically the outlook from that game. The highlights are up there, and one thing I will say is it's got massive views so far.
That's always good.
We're into like 400 in about 5 or 6 days, which is pretty good.
And talk to us a little bit about your action with the Bell Warriors Bantam team. What happened with you guys this weekend?
Yeah, so just to round out the midget, the other crosstown action on Friday night was the Norsemen defending midget championship champions. They're playing the Bengals, who we had heard kind of some rumors about them having 40, 45 guys out to practice the last 3 weeks. So there were some high expectations that we might see a very competitive club over there with a lot of OV kids and having only one team in the East right now, that could have maybe brought a lot of guys in. So the outcome there is that I think that team has a load of talent, but the problem that happens with teams with lots of talent a lot of times is there's a lot of egos, and I think maybe their biggest challenge this season will be getting together on the same page as a team and gelling. So they weren't able to do a whole lot against the Norsemen, and the Norsemen, their defense looked pretty good. They're flying around, and the quarterback, Braden Lasemba,
yep,
who won the championship at Bantam last year with the Lions.
Love his game. I love his game.
You're a huge fan of him.
Big fan.
Am I. And you know what? He looks like a seasoned, poised guy for a 17-year-old out there. So no doubt that it looks, after week one, take it with a grain of salt. The teams right now are going to be that 1 and 2. Nothing's changed on the power rankings this week. Number 1, the Norsemen. Number 2, the Eagles. And in fact, I think they're going to play this Friday. So that would be one to go check out at the midget division.
Wicked. Now, what about the Bell Warriors Bantam team? Give us a little rundown on what you guys were up to.
All right. Well, let's look at the Bantam. So the Bell Warriors, who I am helping on the defensive side there, our Bantam team played the Orleans Bengals at the new field in Millennium. So good experience for some Western NCAPA teams seeing that field for the first time. Some of the parents really had some great things to say, and were kind of speechless, eyes open, jaws dropped at the amazing facilities they built out there. So the score there was 30 I think 37-0. So as far as the Warriors go, they boost up to they stay at number 3. So the power rankings this week, the Lions, Raiders, and Warriors stand at 1, 2, and 3. Nothing's changed there. There are some drops in other places, and some other teams that have boosted up. Just a general impression of my team, how they played. I think the defense really came together. If anything, I would say that we still have some work to do as a team. Maybe just coming together and figuring out supporting the starters, not worrying about how much time everyone's getting, and just focusing on the team goals. So that's something I know that the coaching staff there is going to be working on, that culture this week. But Orleans drops another one. There's loads of talent there, but for some reason they're just not that dynamic at this point. They're not really pushing the ball down the field at all. And on the other side, I spoke about the marquee matchup in the podcast last Monday, would be the Canada Knights versus the Gloucester South Raiders.
Yep.
And we were looking to see, because we didn't know, coming off of the 40-10 win that Canada had over the Wolverines, we thought this could be a game. It really wasn't. It was a 46-6 victory for the Raiders. And those highlights, in fact, all 4 divisions, the Tyke, Mosquito, Pee-wee, and Bantam highlights are up on HESN, released today. And so you can go check out and see what went down in those games. But at the Bantam level, the Raiders are for real. It's going to be a challenge, I think, for any team in the Bantam division to match up with these guys. There's just so much firepower. Quick kind of shout out to watching the highlights. I wasn't there personally at the game. We had a shooter shooting there, and I call them the triplets. I'm going to name it right now off the bat. We got number 1, number 2, and number 3. I think number 1 and number 2 are running backs. just really quick, agile, hard runners. Number 3 looks like a free safety and a kick returner. He returned 2 kickoffs for touchdowns, 1 called back on the opening kickoff. But, I mean, that tells you that you got guys wanting to hit. The special teams are working out there. And number 12, a quarterback, shakes off tackles, sticks with the play, keeps his eyes downfield, and completes passes. So, offensively, these guys are dangerous. They pretty much walk over the Canada team over there. Which we were talking to Dan Lachance, the president of Canada, and he was saying, you know what, that Canada team's a junior team, much like the Warriors were last year. They got Jared Valentino, number 12, a quarterback who is an OV. He was actually the backup to James Keenan, who's the Warriors starter. So, I mean, this is how this whole Ottawa football community things work. We see the homegrown talent returning in the fall to their spot, and with the 2-year platoon at Bantam and Pee Wee, and they're going to have a junior team. I think the goal is to make progress and then come back and give the A Cup a run in the second year. So Canada looks like they're kind of where the Warriors were last year. The Raiders and the Warriors, at this point, take it for what it is, number 2 and number 3 seem to be the teams that people are going to be gunning for. At number 4 and number 5, so the Knights drop down from 4 to 5, and the Giants boost up. The Giants make a huge win over the West Carleton Wolverines. So we're going to bump them all the way up after the big win there. Yep. So they go from 8 all the way up to number 6.
Big jump.
Number 7, the Canada Knights with that big loss go from 3 all the way down to 7. Wolverines at 8. The Eagles at 4. Eagles win over the Panthers. And I've been talking to Dwayne Knight, the head coach over there. He played some very high ball in his day. He's on the police force. Awesome guy. Great coach for that organization. And he's, he's got a competitive crew over there. We were able to watch a bit of them in week 1 against the Raiders, and I think execution was kind of the issue there, but there's no doubt that they've got some players there. So once they get a little bit more crisp on offense, I think the Eagles are one to watch out for. The Riders, they win their game this week, so they're 1-1, so they're sitting at 5. Like I said, Giants 6, and then you got kind of the rest of the pack there falling in and jostling for the last 4 or 5 positions.
And those last positions, those are sort of week-to-week positions. You a lot of times at this time of year, I think a lot of teams are still working out the kinks, trying to get used to the system, get used to playing some real serious ball. So you expect some of those teams to maybe have a little bit of a run later in the season. Always a couple teams that start off slow, come on strong at the end.
If we look back to 2 years ago, remember with JP Simakinda as a running back, first year at Bantam with the Lions.
Yep.
I think they went 4-4 and won their last 4 before they
went to the championship.
Lost in the Well, I think didn't they lose in the quarterfinals and then they came back the next year and won it?
I guess that would have been 3 years ago because they're back-to-back champions.
Right. Yeah.
So that's always the great thing, and you know what? That's great insight from you there, Jesse. Just sort of going over. It's amazing how everyone I know and you know how well ingrained you are into the Bantam. But that's just great insight about the level of the teams and get everyone prepped so that next week. Now, if you were going to say the best matchup to watch in the Bantam division next year, next week, what game would you be telling people to go watch?
Yeah, good question, man. Well, I'd say it starts with Friday night. Let's make this a whole weekend affair. Not sure when the Red Blacks play. I think they got Calgary coming up, but they might be on a bye, no?
I think they're on a bye this week.
I think they're on a bye, and then they go in Calgary, which leaves that Friday night spot open for that Norseman Eagles game at Bob Stevens Field. So another grass game under the lights. So I would go check that one out. As far as the Bantam division goes, it looks like the marquee matchup. HESN will be at the North Gloucester Giants versus the Orleans Bengals at all 4 levels. you've got the Raiders and the Beller Lions. So that's 1 and 2 going against. So if you're going to go watch a Bantam game, you got to go 3 o'clock on Sunday afternoon at Notre Dame High School, where the number 1 Lions are taking on the number 2 and up-and-coming challenger Raiders. So that's the one you got to go to.
Nice. That's a must-see game if you got an HESN hot take game to check out. It's going to be a good one.
Absolutely. And then Warriors have the Wolverines at Wolverines 1-1, Warriors 2-0. So I think that's my recommendation to the people.
Excellent. Well, now that we're all caught up with the local power rankings in the Bantam and midget divisions, I wanted to sort of switch gears and talk to you, so you could talk to the people about some of the things that HESN is doing sort of outside of the video and marketing realm. Everyone knows how great we are at the highlight tapes and how great we are at making people aware of the sport that all these kids are playing, how much effort the coaches and players put in, the great videos, YouTube channel. If you haven't already, go to HESN YouTube channel and subscribe. Our subscribers are jumping. We get about 10 or 15 a day, it seems like. It's unbelievable numbers, and it's great support. But that is all well, but we are really trying to do even more than we are doing right now. Now, the first thing I wanted to talk about was the combines. I want you to sort of let people know when the combine is going to be roughly, what it entails, and why it's so important for these young athletes to get the experience going through the combine, and just how great these things really are.
Yeah, good question. I think the HESN, from where we've come from, the evolution, we talked in the first podcast a little bit about that. So you can go back and watch that and listen to that first episode where we talked kind of the evolution of HESN. But where we're at right now, we're all internally pretty excited about it because, like you said, besides the highlights, which are going out, we got about 5 to 10 games every weekend going out. The edits are now being turned over within sometimes 10 hours of the game. That the midget games were out at 8:30 the morning after the Friday night games. So the branding is there, and now we're adding these components that are really going to round everything out. We've got a elite football combine that's going to be powered by Elite Performance Academy and with coverage by HESN. This thing is really suited to look like an NFL combine. I think the real value out of it for the athlete is to put themselves in a very competitive atmosphere where they're matching up against athletes and football players from high school and from the CAFA, and really getting an honest and realistic glimpse of where they stand athletically through various standardized testing. What not only, aside from the ranking and being kind of seeing where you fit comparatively to your peers, I think it gives you a good baseline so that if you are serious about your athletics, you're going to need that baseline to be able to go off of and see your progress over the years. Now, you might be a first-year Pee-wee 13-year-old that's getting that baseline, and then you might be going and getting it maybe a couple times throughout the year to progress, or maybe you're just getting it once a year for the next few years. But whatever you decide to do, that is an electronic NCAA certified test that EPA is doing. And what it's going to allow you to do is really, really be honest with yourself about how hard you're working. And if you do have some aspirations to get to another higher level, whether it be CIS or maybe even the NCAA, if you get on it early enough, it takes a special athlete to succeed at that level. And it's only getting more and more competitive. So to be able to have a realistic look and a baseline of how fast you run, how high you jump, how far you jump, it's going to help you prepare for how hard you're going to have to work to get to where you want to get. And that's something that has never been offered in Ottawa, let alone Ontario, for athletes. And we've worked really hard, EPA and HESN, to bring that price down to something as low as I think it's $50 if you don't register in advance, and you can get 3 for $90. So really, you're getting the 3 for 1/3 of the cost. So So, I mean, we're really excited to be able to do that. We want to make it as inclusive as possible. We're going to have coaches from around the city watching the talent, and we want to make this an ongoing thing where we have them about 3 times a sport per year.
And the key thing that I want everyone to just remember about these combines is doing one is great to see how fast you are, but the true value of the combine is to make sure you do them every, 3 times a year or 2 times a year, so you can see how you're tracking and improving. You don't go to the gym just to look good for the ladies. You go to the gym to, 1, become a better football player, 2, to keep yourself healthy, but 3, to improve yourself as an athlete. And these are the combines are the true test of really determining how hard are you working, but more importantly than how hard you're working, how smart are you working? Are you doing the things that are going to make you become better at the sport of football? And the only thing that we can do is say, I'm bigger, I'm stronger, I'm faster, and as we know with EPA, that the stuff they do translates to becoming a better football player.
That's right. I just pulled up one of our athletes that's successfully moved on to Laurier. I think he caused a fumble in the first game against Queens as a true freshman. Brad Cowen. So if you pull up his HESN profile at hesnstats.co, you'll see that he competed in EFC 1 and EFC 2. You'll see the transition of his numbers cutting each time, and they're not huge cuts because this is really 4 months worth of work, but what it does do is it stamps you as a kid if you're being looked at by scouts or recruiters at the next level that want to know kind of what your character is. It shows that he's putting himself out there. He's not afraid to compete and get reps, and he's not afraid to put his numbers out there, because at the end of the day, it's not where you start, it's where you finish and how fast you get to shave those numbers with the work you're putting in. So very, very excited to be able to offer this. Like I said, even in the CIS level, I don't think they're doing electronic testing much.
Well, we know they're not. We know we've looked at some.
Carleton doesn't
They're not.
do electronic testing.
No.
GG's don't do electronic testing. Most of the universities don't do electronic testing if the Ravens and Western aren't doing it. So it really is, HESN and EPA is really kind of ahead of the game in a lot of strides, and we're focusing on bringing it to the average athlete before it's too late for them to really get on board and do the right things.
And the key thing that we're trying to do is, like you just mentioned, is about making sure that as a young athlete, you can go through this experience before you go through it, whether it be at university or maybe CFL or maybe NCAA or maybe NFL. You can always know that I've done this before. I've done it 5-7 times, and it's not something new. And I think that's what's so amazing about what we're doing with the help of EPA and with ourselves here at HESN. We're just trying to bring the best possible way for young men and women to become better people through sport, and really I think we're doing some amazing things.
Yeah, no, I agree. And what I will say too is that, I mean, the combines are one thing, and we all know the importance of off-season training. I mean, if there's a lot of kids over the last few years we talked to that really want to pursue, the top echelon levels of football, which is the NCAA. But we know, talking to coaches, we have an interview with Coach Root, who's a prep school, high school head coach. He talks about that special athlete that really it does require to get a scholarship at a Div 1 level. You can't not really properly train and then just show up on campus and expect to succeed. These guys are prepared to be physically ready to compete at the CIS level as a freshman or even the NCAA D1. You gotta hit the ground running. It's silly to think that you haven't had a real proper high capacity off season of training and think that you're gonna be able to step in at those levels. You're not. And as harsh as it sounds, we've tried to build the infrastructure here in Ottawa where you have as good of an opportunity as anyone in the nation, Canada or US, with EPA, with HESN, and the marketing that's there to show what you're doing. You're going to get found if you're doing the right thing. So what I would say is we've made this EFC 3 very, very competitively priced comparatively to combines around the world that we've seen. we made it awesome, like $90 for 3 combines, and that's the ranking on HESN. But even if you just want to dip your feet into what we're doing, or support what we're doing with the highlights, weekly highlights, getting to know kids, telling their stories, you can easily do that by just becoming a member at $25 for the entire year. That will get you an online profile and an HESN t-shirt. So I want to put that out there too for families. If you just want to support, you want to dip your feet in, become a member, help support us so that we can keep doing what we're doing. And also, you at a later time, you'll have your profile. It'll update your age. And when you start wanting to do the combines, your stats will automatically sync to that profile. If you do a highlight for yourself, we can embed that in there for you. And if you want us to do the highlight for you, then we can throw that in too. So I mean, lots of options. Go to the HESN.co page, go to the shop, click on football, see what all the different products and services that we're offering, and then get involved.
I love it, man. That's the biggest thing. We just want people to know that we love what we're doing. We want to keep doing it forever, and we got great support from NCAFA as an organization. We get great support from all the parents who buy highlights, and lots of great corporate support from EPA and Capital QBs who are big supporters of what we're doing, and we want to thank all the people that are currently supporters, but we're asking more people to get involved, because the more people that get involved, the more we can do, and the more that we can do, the more people we can help. And at the end of the day, we're here to help.
More people benefit.
That's right. More people
absolutely.
will benefit.
And the more time we got to work on this stuff, we can focus on really addressing. If there's kids that need help financially, we can try to pair them with a sponsor. We can reserve some cash for them to get involved, maybe run a combine. And we can see if there's any academic issues, then we can make sure that we can be a conduit to getting the right help, getting the right tutor, maybe talking to the principals. I mean, really, we are equipped to do all of that. We have a lot of great people, including the coaches from the community all around the city, uniting them all. We're all here to help these young men become better young men and be in a position to help kids again one day for themselves. So doing great stuff, man, and this podcast is awesome to be able to shed the light. So I thank you again for continuing to get this message out.
My pleasure, man. You know me. You know I love to talk and love to hear myself talk. So to me, this is just what I do every day. Just I get it recorded and talk about stuff I want to talk about. So again, thanks for coming on the podcast today, Jesse. And I hope everyone is going to be focused for their next week of football. Coming up week 3 in the CAFA. And great job as always. And we will keep in touch. And we'll be back next week with our power rankings. And we'll talk more football next week.
Awesome. I can't wait for that number 1, number 2 matchup at Bantam. So Sunday at Notre Dame High School. Check it out.
Can't wait, brother. Talk soon.
Welcome to the House Edge Sports Network, the pulse of youth sports.
There it was, Jesse Card, president of HESN and House Edge Media, laying it all out there for you. We're trying to do big things. And what we need going forward is we need more support from all the people that are out there. We really want to make sure that every single athlete in the CAFA has a profile on HESN. What it will do is allow you to track your career. You'll be able to see how many years you've played. You're going to get a free t-shirt. You're going to be involved in all the awesome events and the stuff that we're doing. And we just want you guys to know that we are here for you guys. And we're trying to do some amazing things. And the support that we get is absolutely unbelievable. And the big thing going forward is we need to get those memberships. We need to get those memberships up. We need to get more people involved financially. We need to get more people involved, and we want every single athlete who plays football in Ottawa to be part of the HESN family. So we're looking forward to doing that over the next few months. Don't forget HESN YouTube channel. Go check it out. Subscribe. We got great stuff going on there. All the highlights of the games. EPA is up there. Capital QBs. We got it all. NCAFA. Hockey is up there for those that do like other sports as well. We're going to have some great basketball stuff coming up. Next podcast, we are going to be talking with Donnie Ruiz. He is co-owner and trainer extraordinaire at EPA. He's going to be breaking down some things about why combines are important, talking about some of the guys that he's been watching at the Laurier training camp there a couple weeks ago. So make sure you guys stay tuned to episode 8 not next week, later in the week coming up. And we want to thank you guys for sticking around and listening to episode 7 of the HESN podcast. And I am Tyler McLaren, and I just want to say, peace.
The biggest youth football event is coming to Ottawa. EFC3 this November. Register now at HESN.co. Know where you stand. Get tested. Get ranked.